Lately, a lot of you have been asking me what nodes do I level first, or what nodes do I use first if I'm low level and don't have a lot of node slots, or what node skill do I use my experienced nodestones on. So time to make a video to address all of your concerns. There are a lot of nodes out there, from nodes that boost your main bossing / mobbing skills, to your decent skills like sharp eyes and speed infusion, to your will and mitra node, also known as arachnid reflection and solar crest. Every node that exists out there can be categorized into one of 6 categories, and you should prioritize and use them based on how applicable and effective they are to your training and bossing. However, please keep in mind that this is a general guideline and some classes may deviate from this ordering. Do not break nodes that are needed in the future but might not be relevant now. Also, some nodes might be relevant in bossing but less relevant in training, or vice versa. First and least important category is your boss story nodes, Solar Crest and Arachnid Reflection. They are the least important because they do very little damage. In a 40-second battle analysis, each skill accounts for less than 4% of overall damage for me. They also have a very long cooldown of more than 4 minutes, so your damage per usage ratio is very low. In 4 minutes, each skill will be around 1% of your BA. Ironically though, you should save your experienced nodestones for these skills unless you are desperate to max other more important skills because you are a super new beginner. These skills are on the more expensive or harder to get side. The next on the list is your 3 decents. Sharp eyes and speed infusion are the most important, followed by combat orders. Don't bother maxing these in the beginning unless you get them from no openings. Level 1 is generally good enough if you put them on pet auto buff and have buff freezer or battleroid. Then you have your race and branch skills, which can arguably be less important than your decents for training. Examples of race include Nova, Explore, Cygnus, and Resistance. Nova, Flora, and Anima all share a skill called Grandize Goddess's Blessing. The branches include Warrior, Thief, Magician, Pirate, and Bowman. All warriors have impenetrable skin and weapon aura. Race and branch skills are usually better in the bossing than training category and tend to boost damage and support the next category, which is class specific nodes. These are specific to your class and output a good chunk of your damage. Think of these as the actual attacks and the branch and race nodes as the buffs to your attacks. Each class is different. Some classes have very good nodes for training while others don't. If you aren't sure, watch my class specific guides, which I'll link below, or ask someone who mains your class. Next up, you have your decent holy symbol or decent Nigress. Great for training and great for bossing if you care about the loot, and you should. The higher level it is, the better EXP and drop rate it has, so you basically have to max this first if you're training or farming bosses for cubes or other drops. Our last and most important category is your boost nodes. These boost your main bossing and mobbing skills from 3rd and 4th job, and sometimes even 5th job. For Kaisers, boosting Geiger's Wave, a 4th job skill, will also boost Draco Surge, a 5th job skill. This category is critical for damage output in training and bossing. Most people, including me, suggest that you should have a trio set for bossing and a trio set for training. What 3 skills do you use most in training? Put those into a trio set and get the complementary set as well. What 3 skills do you use most in bossing? Put those into a trio and get the complementary as well. If you aren't sure, Google it or ask a few people who main your class. Don't mix and match them early on because you want to be able to switch from training to bossing mode, and you want to be smart about how you occupy your node slots. Using the right node configuration is essential to maximizing your damage output, but Legion is also very important for increasing your damage. This next video will show you all the Legion characters that give awesome bonuses like boss damage, crit damage, and IED.